Alright, hey YouTube, back doing another video again. This one is on my 5-inch bag gun. You can see the bag that goes in the gun. We'll start with the gun and then we'll get into the bag. Seeing already a little bit of what's in the bag in one of my other videos where I did updates on some of the projects I was working on, and in that video I just had the lower for this completed. So now this is the full setup up for it. So go ahead and take the mag out, clear it. And this won't be a full review of the gun itself because really the upper is what I'm testing out. But just kind of a range report and overview of how I have it set up. So we'll start here at the back and work our way forward. So we have a Strike Industry sling. Which one this is, I forget. I got it off AIM Surplus. It was a good deal. I like it so far. Nothing super fancy or special about it. Just have it held in place with the Ranger band I made with a bike inner tube. SBA 3 pistol brace, standard buffer tube, carbine buffer weight in here with the standard carbine spring. This is the Sylvan Arms Gen 3 or 4, I forget. Side folding adapter, so folds over like that. And I'll show you that a little bit more when I show everything in there. Charging handle is the Brigade Armament ambi charging handle that came with the upper. I did buy the upper complete, which was the upper, the bolt carrier group, and the charging handle, and then added my my accessories to it. So I've got flip-up irons. These are the Tiptons. I got these off Palmetto State Armory. I want to say for like $10, so they're not a bad deal. Sig Romeo 5. This was on my AK. If you saw, actually I don't think I've ever done a video on that, but on my AK. I took it off of there and put it on here because I bought the wrong optic for this, and this gun is going to get used more and carried with me more than that AK, so I upgraded it. Continuing to move forward. Actually, we're going to flip this over. Before we go any further forward, I want to show you this. So this is a QD socket on this handguard from Brigade. None of my QDs really locked in there in a way I was happy with it, so I just took some paracord and I was able to feed it through. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but feed it through the back, make a little loop, and then hook this up to like normal. And then I do believe it's in the QD here in the back. Yes, it is. So yeah, so that's how I have the sling attached to it, and there's a little adjustment for the sling. Going back forward to the accessories I have on here is the Streamlight Rail Mount 1, ProTac Rail Mount 1. This is a 350 lumen weapon light. This was the first rifle light I ever bought, and it has been on multiple different firearms, from 300 blackouts to 5.56s, 308s, I think an AK somewhere in there at one point, but it's always treated me well. I've never run it, or I ran it for a little while with a pressure pad, but I've not predominantly run it with the tail cap and never had an issue with it. Holds up great. If you've seen some of my gear, you'll know it's all scratched up and beat up because I'm not particularly ginger with the gear. I wouldn't say I'm abusive to it, but I also don't go out of my way to keep it from getting hit. And then this is a mag pull. This is from their hand stop. It's like a 3M lock little section that has this, a little nub, and then a little flat section. But you can mount the different pieces individually. So I just mounted this up here just as a little hook to help keep you from overextending. It's got an A2 birdcage on it. Like that a whole lot. This right here, if you can see it, looks like it's key mod. It's actually proprietary for Brigade, and it is a key mod M-lock hybrid. So what that means is it will accept M-lock accessories. As you see, I have my weapon light on here with an M-lock mount, and the mag pull is M-lock as well. And I've had no issues with that so far. Now, one of the reasons this is not a review is I have only put about 30 rounds through this gun. Brought it with me when we did a range day, me and my buddies, and just to test function, make sure it actually is going to cycle. Plan on putting some more rounds through it, running it through some of the drills, but I hadn't even zeroed the red dot on it yet. I just wanted to test it out, see if it would cycle, you know, steel case, brass case, whatever, just a hodgepodge of ammo that I had in the can, loaded it up into a 30 round GI mag, ran like a scolded ape, loved it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting some more rounds through and testing it out. But so far, I'm really happy. I should have showed you on this side. You can see it a little bit better. Really happy with the way that this has come together. My biggest complaint is this lower. This is an unbranded AR lower with the ambi bolt release. I bought it because I got both. I think I mentioned this in another video, but I got this and one other lower that's on my 16-inch gun, which I have a video of on the channel. I got both of those for like 80 or 90 bucks from a local shop, semi-local to me, I guess. But this lower in particular, the other one wasn't too bad, but this lower in particular is tight as all get out. It does not want, this pin specifically does not want to come out. This one was a little bit hard. This one is extremely hard. I have to use a punch and a hammer to get it out every time. So I'm hoping that'll break in. I mentioned this in another video, but this is from Delta Team Tactical. It's like $5. I really like the angle and the overall size of it, especially when I put my 20 round Lancer mag in there. If y'all have seen my other videos, you know I love Lancers. But you see how like this sticks out just a little bit beyond that, but very clean, very even, which is great. So when I fold it up, and I'll show you, I keep the sling pinched up like this, fold it around, locks everything into position really nicely, makes for a nice small package, and then that lives in this bag here. And for this video, I'm really just going to focus on the main compartment. Oops, forgot I had that in there. I went to a game night with this setup, and I brought that game with me. Good game if you ever want to play it. This is a little bit of medical, nothing major, not a full blowout kit or anything, but not a bad little setup. Some wipes just to be able to wipe stuff down. That's really because I just had extras. And then the AR itself lives right here. So with everything in there, it's a super clean, super easy draw. And that's what I wanted for this. That's how I worked everything out. I do have some spare ammo in this bag and some other things, like make it an actual like EDC bag. But the goal for this bag and the reason I purchased this specific one was when I was looking at online, there's two main reasons I went with this bag. The first is it hit the price point that I was looking to hit. If y'all have seen some of my other videos, I've mentioned it before, I don't make a lot of money. I don't have, honestly, I don't have the funds to invest in like a Vertex bag, although that was the original plan for this setup, was to get a Vertex bag and kind of go with that kind of a system. And I came across this elkklesia one and have been very happy with it. And I'll show you again. Once it's closed up, you'll see exactly how it looks with everything in it. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, it met the price point I was looking for and gave me the size that I wanted, where I could fit the gun plus a couple of extras without having so much room that I would be tempted to overfill and make it more cluttered and harder to work with than I wanted to. Show you this real quick. I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot. This is the front pouch. This I was using to hold a mag, just haven't done anything with it. There's some random patches down here. It's got Molly, and the cool thing with this is it can be stowed way down here at the bottom, and it does roll up. So you have a couple options on how to get this out of the way. If you wanted to run this exposed with identifications or whatever down here and extra goodies attached up there. Not how I run it. I like to run it like this, make it look very inconspicuous, and you know, people see me with this bag all the time and never question it. Before we go up and flip over, this is a little, you know, cell phone pouch, but my cell phone's too big to go in here. So again, some wet wipes, and then a little bit of paracord, which I'm going to do a video on how I make those little things right there, because I call them paracord donuts, and they are my favorite way to store cordage because it doesn't knot and is very compact and super easy to get out what you need. And before we go to the back, it does have a pass-through CCW pouch here on the back. You see, going through. I use it as a one-sided pouch for a spare magazine and a set of gloves. I like having gloves in all my kits, and not necessarily for anything, you know, tactical or anything like that, just because I wind up helping people with projects all the time, and so I like having gloves to help protect my hands. Because if I don't have them, I wind up getting cuts, and they're never too bad, but they're super annoying and inconvenient spots. So if I can avoid that, then I'm going to avoid it. Plus, when the balloon goes up, boogaloo, whatever your term is for it, small cuts and scrapes can become deadly with infections and things like that. So take care of your hands, take care of your feet. It's not about being a man, being macho, but you gotta take care of yourself if you want to be an asset, not a liability. All right, so in this top little admin pouch, I got my radio for security team church, spare set of sunglasses that are safety rated, deck of playing cards, because I like having cards with me and other things. That's a zipper pull that came with it. That's a bottle opener. I just threw it in there because I replaced it with this paracord one. A couple Band-Aids. That's actually from where I cut myself doing something, and could not find a Band-Aid in my other kits for some reason. So I threw one in here. Small deck of Uno cards, battery charger, and some pain medicine. So like I said, super simple. Oh, and a charger, cable that will charge most of what I use that I would want to recharge on the go. I normally also have another light in here. I took it out because the battery in it's damaged, and so I have to keep charging it. So I didn't take it out like as a permanent thing. Just I was putting it on the charger, and I didn't grab it. It's a through night something or other catapult. It's one of their smaller ones, but it's a very throwy light. I like it a lot. It's not a primary EDC light. It is for specific purposes for me that I don't really want to get into right now. I may get into at a later time. But yeah, so this is my EDC bag gun. It is a 5.56. I forgot to mention that. And I know a lot of people, I used to be die hard, don't go shorter than 10.5 for a 5.56. For the purpose that I built this gun and the engagement distances I'm looking at it to fill, I'm really looking about 50 yards and in, so not far at all. And so I've done a little bit of ballistic testing, and I wanted research, and I want to get some gel and confirm with the Spear Gold Dot that I have loaded in there, 55 grains, and that short of a barrel. T-shirt stuff's not going to help you. It's going to mess you up pretty good. It won't do anything, obviously, if you're wearing armor, but I'm not looking for this to defeat armor. 5.56 in general doesn't defeat armor, so I wanted something that was easier to shoot than the pistol, so I have more points of contact in a rifle round that gives better performance without having to worry about mixing up AR-15 magazines between 300 Blackout and 5.56. I used to do that. If you've watched some of my older videos, you'll see. But I got off of that a while back, and honestly, I haven't looked back since. I do sometimes miss my 300 Blackout because it was my first AR. Second gun I ever got, first AR. And I did like that gun a lot. But logistically, it was a drain on my resources trying to feed it and the other guns, and the caliber was just too niche for me. I like the caliber. I think 300 Blackout's a good caliber. But between that and magazine concerns of trying to stock multiple different magazines and trying to keep that straight on what was what, what I was doing was growing, and as it is growing, and I had more magazines and more guns and more people involved and things like that, I wanted to simplify, so I try to keep everything 5.56 across the board. If it's an AR platform, except for going up to 308, something like that, bigger guns, bigger calibers, that kind of thing. But even with that, like I've settled on 308, so I won't be getting any 6.5 Creedmoors that take the same magazines or anything like that. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible. So if you see that magazine, with my stuff, it runs for that gun. Same thing I'm doing with AKs, it's super simple. AKs are 5.45 or 7.62 by 39. I know they have 5.56 guns, but I don't particularly care for them. For the reasons that I like to have AKs in my arsenal, beyond that I just enjoy shooting them. But yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, just throw those down in the comment section below. See if I can actually help out with a response, and appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, catch y'all on the next one. Peace.